Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The New Nasty Boys. I'm your co-host this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you decide to listen to this thing or watch. And sitting next to me is my co-host,
Chris Wynn!
Yeah!
Welcome to the podcast, Nasty Nation.
Nasty Nation. I love it.
I know, I'm going to start throwing that in.
That's great. Please drop it as much as possible.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it only took me till the end of the season, but hey, I added on to it. I started with my name. I was like, hey, pump the brakes. Don't do anything too rash. Now I'm adding Nasty Nation.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
You now have your own trademark New Nasty Boys slogan.
Anyone can use it. It's for the nation.
It's for it's for the nation.
I'm a man of the nasty people.
of the democracy that is Nasty Nation.
Absolutely.
Is it a democracy, oligarchy, or is this a totalitarianism situation where we're the fearless leaders?
It is unfiltered chaos. That's what it is.
I love that.
Yeah.
No government, no rules.
Yeah, just running around, do what you want.
Yeah,
Have fun.
We have a couple rules. You can't be you can't like the Cardinals.
Goes without saying.
Yeah, you can't like the Pirates.
Why would you? Bad taste.
Terrible taste. Ugh. You can't like the Cubs. Well, you can like them. We've had a few of them on. Yeah, they're fine. But yeah, you get Brewers. You just can't like, even though they're about to slip back into mediocrity and be a poverty franchise again.
Also, no Irish. Look, we gotta have some standards here.
Yeah, next season we'll have a sign right here that says "No Irish need apply."
Move it along, Bucko. Beat it, O'Reilly.
Beat it, you potato poacher! Scram.
Take you and your jalopy on out of here.
Okay, great. I'm really excited for the no Irish thing next season. That's gonna be great.
Yeah, same. It's about time.
It's about time we take back the Irish.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Move them down a peg.
Move them down. They need it. They've been having it too good for too long.
Exactly. They've been throwing it on our faces this whole time.
Oh, and even worse, Irish Catholic. Gross.
Looking at you, Ed Sheeran.
Ed fucking Sheeran. God, he's just like if Pitchfork made the leprechaun at goddamn Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm. It just sounds. I don't know much about his music. It was the first I'm assuming he's Irish.
Here's the thing. He's some kind of over the pond gross. So he's a creation of Taylor Swift. Mm-hmm. So immediately off the bat, no thank you.
He's a creation of Taylor Swift. Oh, like Taylor bring.
Yeah, he was opening for her for a while, and then he blew up because of that.
And now he's the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, actually, we need you to play safety, Ed. We need you on the practice squad.
Get in there. Leave the guitar.
Oh, God. Did you see the NFL is simping real hard for Taylor Swift? It's bad.
I think I did see some stuff where they're really leaning into it. But my goodness, she's actually like just quadrupling ratings for like the NFL. I'm not quite sure what she's doing, but she's having an effect.
She's ruining my day.
Oh, for real?
That's what she's doing. Oh, God. I fucking hate Taylor Swift. Come at me, Swiftie Nation. I want the views for the hate.
Yeah, please.
I hate Taylor Swift for so many reasons.
I didn't know this.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I'm indifferent.
Oh, God. One, we'll start with, we can start with the National. She took my boys, the Dressner twins, and then took Easy to Find, and then she's like, I like that, and that, and that, and then had somebody else write lyrics over it for Folklore, which people say, oh, that's like her best album. Yeah, it's a fucking National album.
I did notice, because I always went to listen to some of the National songs, because I didn't really know much about them, but then, like, Taylor Swift popped up a couple of times, so is she just, like, kind of, like, assembling, like, her dream team of artists, and then she gets to front that outfit?
Bingo! Mm-hmm. It's exactly what she does, because she's not talented.
Yeah, dude, like, I don't know that much about her, but she does seem like every time I hear, like, her songs, they just do nothing for me, and she does seem, like, very medium at everything
that
I've ever heard of her.
Yep. She is the definition of just what a PR machine wants out of a pop star.
Yeah.
Not controversial, doesn't take any controversial takes, doesn't really actually say anything ever, and just shills Diet Coke and Capital One.
Yeah, dude, it did feel like when she came to Cincinnati and I was driving, I drove past the stadiums for it. You know, I just kind of wanted to see. It all looked like an amalgamation. It looked like AI of just like forming a crowd of like white women wearing like pink cowboy hats and boots.
Yep.
It didn't feel like there was like it had the energy of a Coca-Cola commercial. So I can definitely see like why like all these companies and people would want to like back her.
Yeah.
And she's just a perfect vehicle for marketing.
Yeah, she is the white version, like the Trader Joe version of guacamole.
Yeah.
It's there. A lot of people love it, but it really doesn't add much. It doesn't have much flavor to it.
Yeah, dude, she's kind of like the way people just kind of go about like her eras, her albums. She's like this white woman cosplay for personalities.
Yeah, the PSL of woman.
Yeah, I'll be the cowboy this time. I'm gonna be the pink skirt girl.
Should we actually just ever ask if she has some issues? Do we ever ask that of her? No. Because we're just like, nah, she's just boring. You know when like you were in high school and people wore rubber bands? Mm-hmm. You walk up and you would just snap them off? I want to do that with anyone who wears a friendship bracelet. I just want to come on, whap, and just snap it.
It is really silly. It does seem... I mean, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, from an outsider standpoint, Reds baseball stuff looks kind of weird. But, I mean, just everything about it. I just don't understand the degree of fascination around something that seems so... benign. It just seems so vanilla.
Yep. Yeah, that's because that's exactly what she is. Dude, and then the biggest thing that bothers me is she's not actually like a feminist, and this is coming from a straight white male, so hear me out. Anytime that anyone like would come and make like there was one time that Tina Fey and Amy Poehler made a joke about her. Mm-hmm. Just a joke on Weekend Update. And then she went online and like activated the Swifties and was like, this isn't women looking out for women, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, it's a fucking joke.
Yeah.
You are just activating your fans to attack two other women who made a joke about you.
Yeah, that's not cool.
That's not cool. That's not nice. And she's done that multiple times throughout her career. If anyone just besmirches her a little bit, just the Swifties come out like, no, you're a bad person. Maybe. They're right, and you are just a shill for this pop icon. Ugh, God, I hate her.
I really like that the fireworks were going off from the Red Stadium while she was playing and doing her solo, like her piano thing. Oh, that was great.
Dude, I was howling laughing because I was standing by the stacks when it happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, they're fucking her.
One thing I do dislike about, maybe it's not necessarily Taylor Swift, but the fascination around her. People will say, and I'm sure they're right. I'm sure they're right that she puts on a phenomenal show.
Sure.
I'm sure. I'm also sure if you put $1 million into any production, it's going to be somewhat stimulating.
Yeah.
Like, how can it... She could be the most dog shit performer, but if you have that many LED things and 50 different dancers and stuff, you don't even have to look at the star. You can look at whatever. You can look at the people dancing next to you. I'm sure it's a good time.
Oh, I bet it's a great time.
Yeah.
If that's your thing.
Yeah.
Not my thing. I think it's the least unique concert experience ever. Mm-hmm. You've got 75,000 people that are screaming the same lyrics as you.
Yeah.
What makes you so different? And, like, I don't fucking know. Like, it's just so boring. Like, music, it's supposed to accentuate your personality, show who you are. And you're just like, yeah, I just follow the crowd.
Yeah. Also, anytime I am thinking more stuff. Anytime I have ever read or heard someone explain Taylor Swift lyrics, their explanation is always more interesting than the lyrics themselves, which doesn't say a lot about the artist. I was like, I don't think Taylor meant to say that because what you said sounded better, and that just sounds like she put a couple words together. Yeah. It just seems like it sounded better in like her basic, rhyme stanza or whatever.
Yeah. And the guy who produces her stuff was the main producer, one of my favorite artists. He was in this band called Bleachers, and then he was in Fun. I forget his name every time. Jack Antonoff, amazing musician, awesome indie pop music. And then she's like, "Mine, you're with me now," and it's like, ugh. You can just hear him in her music, and you're like, I know exactly where that fucking came from. That's not unique. That's someone else that you're just like, here. Can you? Just give me that. Can you give me that? I'm gonna do that. Okay.
And like all these other artists, like talents are being associated with her.
Right.
Yeah, it's just this weird amalgamation of stuff that doesn't belong to her.
You throw out so much money, it's supposed to be that good. Like I say the same thing about I love Beyonce. I think she's extremely talented, but as much money and connections as she has, as much that she throws at, her albums are supposed to be spectacular.
Yeah.
And they are.
Yeah, she puts on great stuff. Show me something that you throw $1 million into production that's just dog shit. put that in front of my face. I might watch it.
It's, you know what? We put $1 million into this podcast.
Yeah, we did.
It still looks like dog shit.
It's all right.
It's all good.
But we are staying on topic, though. We said,
are we? We just went like 10 minutes about Taylor Swift.
I know. That's what I was saying. It's like we did not plan on doing any of that.
Oh, I fucking hate her. So I've been holding that in because I was being polite in the middle of the year, and then now I'm just like, ugh, no.
Yeah, it's the end of the year, so I mean, we're leaving it all on the table.
We're leaving it out there, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man. So we don't even need to get into our week. We just covered it with how much we hate Taylor Swift.
Yep.
I actually got like passionate. I'm a little sweaty. I've got a nice glisten.
I can feel that. I can feel that aura coming off.
It's
you.
the
It's kind
hate.
of raised up. Also, it's a little fart. I can smell that.
Oh, that's not a fart. I made sure to fart in the car before I got into your house.
Oh.
So that way it's there for me later.
Oh, nice. That's pretty good. Nice little treat for you.
Yeah, it's like a Sensi for my car.
Ah.
Yeah, it's nice. The Reds, the season's over. That's a bummer. Joey Votto potentially took his last AB as a Cincinnati Red, and he only had one AB. And what happened?
Well, we got that moment robbed of us of being able to all collectively watch and appreciate what could be Votto's last at-bat, playing baseball. But we didn't get to see that because he got ejected before the start of the second inning because an umpire decided to be an ump. Decided to do the ump show. Was being a baseball cop. Could not tolerate Joey Votto in between innings. He got tossed for arguing balls and strikes, but he did it in between innings, not on television. Did not even look up when he got a very blatant call inside.
Yeah.
And I remember watching that thing is Votto going to say anything to the ump at that point? No. Didn't do anything. Finished out the at-bat. Foul tip, strikeout, I believe. And so cut to commercial, and then you see Votto, when you come back, arguing with the umpire. He came out after he was already tossed by the ump to get his money's worth. The umpire had no idea that this might be Votto's last game. How, disassociated and removed from your job are you that you don't know that? That is baffling and very concerning.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where they're on a fucking power trip and they're like, I gotta prove my dominance. I gotta show how important my role is before I'm replaced by robots in 2026. I gotta show up Hall of Famer Joseph Daniel Votto.
Yeah, it's numerous things. It's not just the fact of his ignorance of not knowing the situation, but also approaching it just like the very thin-skinned types of umpires that we're seeing where they cannot tolerate any bit of criticism and will throw you out. And they pretend like these things are sacrosanct. Oh, you cannot argue balls and strikes. Well, why the fuck not? Why? It's fine. Dude, tolerate something.
Yeah, it's the only profession I know where you can't be corrected for doing a bad job.
No, dude. Could you imagine do you see the way refs in football get chewed out on the sidelines?
Oh, dude, soccer. They go up and they huddle around the main ref. They yell in his face. Sometimes they're touching, grabbing, and
they're jerking off in there. I've watched the videos.
Yeah, they're spitting on him.
The Brazilian ones are my favorite.
I love a good Brazilian spit roast. So yeah, I mean, and they are giving explanations too while they're getting a card or whatever, but they're still right in there. Whereas baseball, it's like, hey, that was a bad call. I'm yelling at you from 30 feet away. You're bad at your job. You're very bad. And it's like, yeah, you're out of here.
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. He was in a dugout, so removed. If you can't have that conversation, I mean, of course it's going to be a little loud. He was 30, 40 feet away. And it was Votto wanted to make sure he didn't on television show up the ump. And also, he's probably thinking, my last game maybe. I don't want that to be the zone for the rest of this. Yeah. So let me just reassure the umpire that was indeed inside by about 7 inches.
Yeah. Yeah. God, it was so bad.
Yeah.
And just, honestly, though, him going out like that is the most Votto way for him to end his career.
Absolutely. Very poetic. He goes out protecting the zone.
Yeah, goes out protecting the zone. And how many times has he just lost his cool? Face to face with Ted Timmons and just screaming at umps for their terrible strike zone. And that's it. That's how he goes. He's like, I'm protecting the zone. I'm protecting my team. This last game means a lot, and I'm done with it.
Yeah.
It just, see ya, and then explodes. My favorite thing was what Joey tweeted after.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Well, I don't have it right in front of me, but it was just like
The ending.
The end. I guess I can't yell at umpires from the dugout. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry.
Very Canadian. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That was my favorite part. He apologized. Very Canadian thing to do. Tradition to apologize profusely.
Yeah.
And with this, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, dude. It was just we all felt like that little girl in San Diego.
Yeah, dude.
Who's crying because Joey got tossed for just another bad call in the zone. Like we were all that girl that on Sunday, just like, but that's it.
Yeah,
maybe.
Dude, although that is a thing that people will remember, it's like, dude, he got tossed his final game. That's how passionate this dude is.
God,
but we got robbed of Joey Votto's final at bat to be able to like all collectively, experience that because an ump wanted to show up a future Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Pathetic.
It's embarrassing. It's honestly embarrassing, and
really is.
The umpires union should be embarrassed.
Absolutely. How do you not know that? And also, hey, let's have a little come to Jesus moment here and figure out what are we doing? Why is it there is this
what are we doing?
Little passion in baseball? We can't tolerate the slightest iota of criticism.
God, babies. Giant babies.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I guess they never get written up. I guess they can do no wrong. Mm. The Fraternal Order of Umpires.
We need to get those umps cams turned on. We need those body cams on for umps.
Oh, God. That's what we should do. We need to make a Fraternal Order of Umps, logo.
The thin blue line for it being perfect. It's already a thin blue line.
Oh, the thin blue strikeout. The thin blue zone. There it is.
Blue zone line.
Found it. Yeah. God, that's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now I got a project for you.
There we go.
There it is. Hey, here's some more work for you to do.
Hey, sure.
Hey, here it is. Votto was the only guy on Sunday who was leaving the game. Well, Votto potentially, probably, most likely, I'm going to say 80% that he's done. I'm just going to go out on that limb. But another guy who retired on Sunday, Adam Wainwright, going straight from the field right up to the booth. And it's such a bummer to see him go because the Reds fucked him up his entire career.
Yeah, the Reds owned him, and that was great.
God, it was awesome. So I got the numbers in front of me. Adam Wainwright gave up 34 home runs to the Reds, which is the most home runs he's given up to one team in his career. In 41 games, a 279 average, highest out of any NL team. It's tough with the interdivision, with interleague play, so there are a few little stragglers, 2 or 3 up top, but we had 41 games in 279 and a 796 OPS, most against any NL team. Man, it just sucks because you were looking forward to seeing him.
Oh yeah, dude.
In that lineup, and it's just like, nope.
And this is 41 games. We're batting about 280 off this guy. So yeah, we really will miss Adam Wainwright.
God, it's gonna be such a bummer. I hope they find another soft tossing cuck.
I heard he already put that dog down.
And then they were like, oh, let's have him pinch hit. Isn't this going to be cute? It wasn't cute. I mean, he struck out. He hit two foul balls that were decently hit. But then what happened was he ended up being just like that puppy. Walking back scared with his tail in between his legs, baby.
Yeah, got put right back down.
Right back down. But just in all seriousness, fuck Adam Wainwright. Fuck the Cardinals. But
yeah,
God, all right, I'm just kidding. He's going to be, you know what? I will say this. He's going to be way better in the booth than he will be on the mound at GABP.
For sure.
Yeah.
Take it. Suck it, you millionaire.
Congratulations.
You just retired.
Yeah.
You idiot.
You buffoon.
Stupid.
Dumbass. Dingus.
Got him.
But yeah, I wanted to roast him one last time before he takes that trip up to the booth in Fox and hopefully replaces John Smoltz. But
oh, really?
Ah, man.
I think listening to Adam Wainwright is going to get really irritating. Just like the level of arrogance anytime that you hear like the Cardinals people speak.
He's great.
Oh, for real?
Oh, he's awesome. Yeah, he's been doing it since 19.
Oh.
He's very good.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm genuinely excited.
I'll withhold judgment.
Well, yeah, we'll watch the postseason. He's going to be doing all the games.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, for Fox, he'll be doing.
Oh my God, that's something else too. I mean, go back to Votto. I mean, we didn't touch on that, but like just to what degree Votto will remain in baseball if this is indeed. But even after, in the booth, in the dugout, hearing Votto talk about anything, that'd be terrific.
I think he's going to start a podcast. I really do.
That would be dope. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That seems perfect for Votto.
It does. Just wanted to throw it out there, Joey. When your career does end, we do have room for a third chair. Mm-hmm. If you just want to come and just hang with us.
You got to bring your own chair. We only got these two. We're about ready to break.
Yeah, we got to replace this one. There's I can't really squat a whole lot more on here.
I really thought that was going to break before the end of the season, and I kind of like held off fixing it because I thought it'd be perfect. If it snapped at 162. Oh,
it'd be great. But instead, it's going to... Oh, I'm testing
barely
it.
Holding on.
I'm testing it over here. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But the Reds missed the playoffs by 2 games. Mm-hmm. Not 1, not 3, but 2. It was heartbreaking, to say the least, after, the week we had before with just the complete downfall and the pitfall that we went through. And then to still be that close going in to the weekend with the Cardinals, and then just to not pull it out. It sucks a lot, but in the grand scheme, like we've been talking, really cool that they have finished with 82 wins. They're above 500. Fun fact. Did you see this on the broadcast? I didn't even process. 3 of the 5 years that David Bell has managed the Reds, he has a winning record.
Yeah, and how many winning seasons have the Reds had in the past, 20 years?
Not many.
It hasn't been a lot.
No. So it's kind of impressive when you sit back and you think, oh, shit.
Yeah, speaking of the grand scheme of things, not just, where we have gone from the previous season, but the previous, decade, seemingly. It's been quite a haul. But like we were saying before about how bad it does feel, but it takes a lot of positives to feel the way we do now, because we realize that the Reds are as good as what we are hoping they're going to be. They're much better than what we thought they were going to be.
Right.
It's impressive that we got to this point, and we are so excited for next year. And we also realized that it wasn't a fluke that we were there. We had it. We were so close. So, I mean, everyone is so... I can't remember, a season... where I'm just as excited leading up to it.
We were watching Reds baseball and hoping to get into the playoffs until September 30th.
Yeah.
That's just nuts. It's great. I mean, I think we don't want to, we're beating the gapper here, but it's just man, it's just impressive, but it's still a bummer. And next year, like you said, very excited. And the Reds already made a move for their future. They promoted Nick Krall to president of baseball operations.
Yeah, that's big.
Very exciting stuff. The details of the contract were not given to the public. It's all disclosed. If you made me guess, Bell's on a 3-year extension. I would have to assume it's a 5-6-year deal.
Yeah. With
a sizable pay increase.
Mm-hmm. They give him a few more ball caps.
A few more ball caps. Yeah. Hey, man, here's a couple more steaks.
And a couple buckets of bubble gum.
Do you already have a fungo, right?
Yeah, okay, then we'll get it to you in next 5 or
so. Yeah. We'll re-up later. But I've been just thinking about his tenure overall. I'm glad. I'm very happy. We are in great hands with this dude, okay? What he has done is pretty impressive. He helped build this farm system to where it is today, with getting all this young talent and promoting them through and having the mindset of let the kids play, and it worked out great this year.
Changed the trajectory of this Reds, franchise.
Yeah, for the next 5-6 years. Mm-hmm. He took them to a place where it's okay, well, we now have an established pipeline. We know what we're doing. Excellent scouts are in place on all fronts, international, college, high school. These scouts have proven they know what they're doing. So he assembled that. And in 2022, he knew when to clean house, and he got excellent returns. I mean, for Luis Castillo, Sonny Gray,
Those are a lot of tough decisions, too, that he caught a lot of flack for.
Ton. People were just like, oh, man, sell the team. They're just being cheap. No, if you want to rebuild, that's going to be the blueprint for years to come for so many clubs, is how he handled that and got such a great return. The other thing that he's done really well, minor league signings. Brandon Drury, Tyler Naquin, Ian Gibaut, basically most of this bullpen that was taxed and overly used, all for cheap. And him and DJ knew what they were looking for, knew what their profile was for a reliever, how it would fit within their system, and it mostly worked.
Yeah, they're one of the biggest reasons why we got over 80 wins this season.
Yeah, it was.
Think of how many innings the bullpen had to eat up early.
Yeah, Ian Gibaut had the third most appearances in all of baseball.
Wild.
Alexis Diaz, third in saves. I mean, not a guy that he got on a minor league deal, but still something that the scouts, the international scouts, found and brought in. I mean, Brandon Drury, flipping him for Victor Acosta. Tyler Naquin, a minor league invitee, flipping him for prospects that were into top 15 for the Mets and their organization. But there is flaws.
Okay.
He's never traded for a big piece that helps immediately.
Why do you think that is?
I think he's afraid he's going to get fleeced.
Okay. Like a little bit of, he doesn't want to have the buyer's remorse, just thinks like he trusts maybe a lot in like his initial building of a team, and then just removing or adding pieces is a little concerning to him.
I think it's adding and removing. I think it's more of the fact that he was a scout, came up, found these guys, and trusts his guys are the people that he found. So he's like, well, why would I discredit what they're doing and go out and get somebody else's, their pieces when we have ours? We just need to be patient.
So it's a little bit of a respect thing too, I guess, like with in terms of getting like the scouts involved. It's like you want to show them that you trust their decisions by letting everything, happen the way it's intended. But then things happen and you want to be able to make adjustments.
Right. And they have, I mean, a great example of that is 2021. That team was fun and they were clicking on all cylinders offensively, but that bullpen was so terrible. They went out and they got Michael Givens, Luis Cessa, and Justin Wilson. No one really of note, not really a big impact when they came here. It was just a middle move.
Yeah.
Nothing that moved the needle to get that team into the wild card spot. Albeit, if we did have expanded playoffs that season, the Reds would have made it, but that's a moot point. The biggest problem there is that they didn't capitalize and missed out by 3 or 4 games, if I remember correctly. Even though the Cardinals went on a crazy run and won 17 in a row, and they had their St. Louis Devil Magic, it still is just not enough. And then this year too.
Yeah, when you look at it, how many games did it come down to here? 2.
That could have been corrected with a high leverage reliever.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. I mean, how close the end of this season is going to come down to. And when we're really looking at it, you got to start counting innings, counting games here of who can we rely on to make sure we get past, whatever threshold, we thought number-wise. So, yeah, that is an issue when you just have some guy making those decisions who isn't necessarily going for it when you got to make an audible outside your preferred method, and you just instead just lay it up. And it's just why even go through the effort?
Why even bother?
Yeah.
Why even bother? I mean, look, Sam Moll was a great trade. He doesn't start arbitration until 2025 when he's 33. So you hope you get maybe 1 or 2 more good above average years out of him.
Yeah.
For a guy who went and started, I think he started 1 or 2 games for the A's and 4 walks, 5 Ks. So it was just exactly what we thought he was going to be. So, but that was a great move, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. We don't know what the asking price was for a starting pitcher. We don't know what the asking price was. And a lot of the starting pitchers at the deadline didn't work out. The only one who really did was Jordan Montgomery.
Yeah.
In his last 3 starts, he's got a .63 ERA. The guy's been disgusting. But that's one of the flaws in Krall's game. And then we have a giant unknown. Major free agent signings.
Yeah.
Has he made any? The answer is no. No, they haven't had money to spend.
Yeah.
They haven't had it. They've had to eliminate and cut in DFA, like Mike Moustakas, Shogo Akiyama. And then they got Votto coming off the books next year, potentially. Like, that right there is like $46 million.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot that they'll be able to use and to make this team better. Now, look at who he has signed when he's had some flexibility. Will Myers, Tommy Pham.
Yeah.
Tommy Pham was a little bit of success. I mean, we did bring in some prospects. A prospect. Will Myers, Tommy Pham, Hunter Strickland, Sean Doolittle. Those were the big four that he has signed.
Yeah, and that didn't really work out so well. I mean...
Pedro Strop.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Will Myers was going to have a lot better... I mean, I think everyone thought Will Myers would do better than what he ended up doing. But, yeah, that is a big unknown. And I really hope now seeing, how the timeline has sped up with these players, once they recalibrate things going into, preseason ball, what are they going to come up with as a solution to get past the hump and get into the playoffs? Because that would be amazing to see, like, some sort of. It's just very interesting to see what moves are going to happen.
Oh, I'm excited too. We get ready to do one of our favorite things next week.
Ooh, speculate.
But yeah, I mean, overall, Nick Krall's done a phenomenal job, but there's flaws to his game, and there's an unknown. And I'm really excited to see what he does this offseason. And when the stove starts getting hot, I want to see how he's cooking, dude.
Yeah, because it did feel a little bit like we got cucked this year a bit, like anticipating like a big trade perhaps. Didn't really happen. Tea leaves, who knows what the year could have turned out to be. But I know that people are really itching to see some more action coming up for next year. Yeah,
I am very, very excited. Mm-hmm. We'll see, buddy. I'm just, oh, God. He's just done, I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm just trying to lay it out. I'm just trying to lay out like, hey, man, he's been awesome, but let's come back down to earth a little bit and see what happens. But congratulations on the extension. We're very excited. We're very happy to have you here. We're happy to have someone here with a plan.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like you got a direction that you really want to take this organization.
Yeah, and if you need any advice on free agent signings and who to target, just give me a call. You got my number.
Yeah, you can come over with Votto over here, too, if you want. Again, you got to bring your own chair. We'll squeeze you in.
We'll squeeze you in. We'll do a live negotiation here.
I think so. We'll do like a semicircle round table.
Yeah. You guys can negotiate his contract, his buyout, and see if he'll come back.
We'll just do it live on air. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It really helps negotiations.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, just total transparency with just about everyone in the nation.
I think also maybe they were too transparent at the deadline. They were like, yeah, we'll buy. Yeah, we'll bring it in. We'll do stuff. And then they're just like...
Yeah. I mean, they were just showing their cards early, but it turns out they really didn't have anything.
They didn't have anything. It was just a giant bluff to get us all excited. But we also don't know what the asking price was. So,
True.
Brandon Williamson on Friday looked fine. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, gave up a homer, had 2 strikeouts. His velocity dipped again to 92.7 miles per hour. He was cooked. I mean, he's cooked. He's going to go back, rebuild up his strength, get back on a throwing program, and he'll look good as new.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how he's going to look next year. We keep waiting to have that breakout game with him where everything starts clicking. You keep seeing, like, every, couple batters, things are looking great. Then he'll have an inning where it just kind of falls off and the confidence dips. But yeah, I mean, this has just kind of been his year.
Well, he had that stretch right before he got COVID. He had like 5 quality starts in a row, and he was clicking. And then he got the fake disease.
Yeah, right. What was it, like the flu or something? You big baby. Where'd Grandma go?
Oh, Gam, she gone forever. She died of the coffee sneezes. So I think he'll be right as rain when he comes back. And what a great way to close out his rookie year, man. Guy came up in May, and he kept the Reds in a lot of games. He also took over a few. So lots of optimism moving forward with him. Then we had the bullpen day. Connor Phillips got fucking rocked to start it. Fernando Cruz got rocked. Buck Farmer got rocked. Eat Tane got a little rocked. I mean, it's just like... It was a rough day for those boys. You could tell they were tired, and it was over.
Yeah, man, it seemed that way. I I couldn't watch that game. I was checking out on my phone. Just couldn't believe what I was seeing.
It was crazy, man. I feel for him, but I feel for all those boys. But when you're done, you're done.
Yeah, they're spent, and that's not something like I'm putting very little, on that performance that they had because they've just been tired. This isn't like who they are. They're just absolutely gassed at this point. That's not a reflection on the caliber of pitching.
No. And Hunter Green on Sunday, 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 9 hits, a walk, 6 Ks. Woof! Another woof day for the boy. Not great, Bob. He was living in the middle again, but he was living middle out, middle in. His changeup, he threw it 6 times, and the hard contact percentage on that, which means the ball was hit faster than 95 miles per hour, was 100%.
Dear Lord, man. Yeah, he's just, he's not confusing people at this point. He's not that crisp. I don't know. I mean, is it his tunneling that's happening? Or
he tired.
He tired?
All these guys are so tired. They're ready to go night-night.
Yeah. I guess when it comes down to it, like even like when you're fatigued, I mean, it just affects everything. Your accuracy, your effectiveness on like how your spin rate goes. Yeah. So this is just a product of it.
His velocity didn't change. His average pitch was 98.3 miles per hour. His slider was 86.4 miles per hour. It actually dropped 0.9 miles per hour, which is actually what you want to see anyway. And his changeup dropped 1.7 miles per hour as well over that start. So it's kind of. It's just he's tired. He's ready to go. He gave you 5. And Carson Spears came in, dude. 3 innings pitched, no earned runs. He finished that on Sunday. Then he's getting on a plane, flying to Arizona, and is in the Arizona Developmental League.
How about that?
That shows you how thin this pitching staff was.
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, the amount of frequent flyer miles they have to be racking up. Just driving up and down 71.
It's nuts, dude.
Wild.
It's crazy. So. Yeah, I'm bummed they didn't make the playoffs by 2 games. It really does suck. But then it's like, if they did make moves, we wouldn't have been limping in like this.
True, and there are like, there's games that stand out, things you can go back on and just really dwell like, man, this sucked. We had that one.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can go back and look at how many one-run games these guys, were able to win. How many times they just really gritted through something. Yeah. I mean, that is just a tenacious team right there. So.
Tied for comeback wins.
Yeah. So looking back on this year, it's hard for me to even want to even look at like the losses. I'm just really excited, like we've said, for next year for these guys put 162 game campaign together.
Yeah. Man, that'd be so awesome. Did you see what Talking Baseball posted? They were like,
no.
Dudes who played all 162.
No.
Did you see who one of them was?
No.
Hey, Eugenio Suarez, our baby boy.
Oh, nice.
It just sucks now because, like, also the Mariners didn't make it, so my West Coast team didn't make it. It's like...
Yeah, that's a bummer.
We'll get to the postseason in a second. Offensively, I mean, shit, they had 19 goddamn runs on Friday.
That was wild. They were just coming out a swing.
Swing!
Well, they have 6 home runs, something like that.
Yeah, it was freaking nuts. Was it Tyler Stevenson had 2 of them? Mm-hmm. Or Tyler Stevenson had a dinger, Senzel had a dinger, Martini had 2 dingers, Steer had a dinger, CES had a dinger. This is all over the weekend. I mean, they just came out.
Did we talk since Ellie's 2 home run game?
Yeah.
We did? Okay.
Yeah. That was on Wednesday night.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, but like the bats have just been heating up. I mean, Marte having, what is it, how many game hitting streak now?
8 games.
And in 22, I think, on base, something like that.
Yeah. The guy's been absolutely on fire. I mean, think about this. I took a little sample from the whole month. So career games 12 through 35. Mm-hmm. How this guy is starting 384, 17, 544 with a 961 OPS, 3 homers, 13 ribs. I mean, 12 strikeouts to 4 walks, too. Like, that's a pretty solid percentage, I'd have to say.
Oh, absolutely, dude. And there's a crispness to how he plays. It's fun getting to watch, like, him just perform. It's great seeing, like, these guys. CES coming together, too.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like, we'll break down the full seasons next week, but it's just like, you just keep daydreaming about this lineup.
Yeah, I'm left wanting more baseball, and I'm excited so much having to see like how it's been coming together. I
heard a rumor, a very disgusting rumor from a source.
Oh, yeah?
I haven't gotten it confirmed, and we probably won't know till spring training, but someone was saying moving Ellie to center field. So then you would put Marte at short, and then you could put India in his natural position at third, McLean at second, CS at first.
I mean, I'm curious to see. I think, like, Ellie's such a natural athlete that I'm not sure how much of a hindrance that'll be. And I am curious to see how he can just run freewheeling out in the outfield.
Yeah.
But I don't know enough about, his makeup as an athlete, as a baseball player specifically, if that is going to affect him, mostly physically, and also mentally. So I don't know if that's a good decision. It sounds very enticing, but do you have any more knowledge about like what you think? Has he ever really done extensive amount of time in the outfield?
No. Here's my fear. He is the fastest man on the planet Earth. He's the fastest throwing shortstop. Some record-breaking numbers. Here's my fear. Look what happened to Nick Senzel when they moved him to center field. Just couldn't stop being hurt. And his frame, I mean, he's not uberly skinny, but he's also not thick. Like, I would be afraid that would put a lot of wear and tear on the tires.
Yeah, I'm also thinking, too, when she talked about him just being, one of the fastest men on the planet, he's going to be prone to injury. Hopefully not if they do indeed do this, but just having him run full speed, he loves, knocking up a radar gun with his speed. He's going to try to run as fast as he can. He's going to try to make some big plays. Big plays do tend to result sometimes in big injuries, colliding with other players. It just seems to be, if that's just his whole field out there, he's going to use every bit of it. And that's going to include, wall, fence, the first couple rows, in left field. It's just going to be hopefully not a situation where he gets himself injured.
Yeah, I mean, look at what happened with Jazz in Miami. Like he was hurt a couple times, and he was already injury prone and hurt himself diving and all that stuff. So, a guy that you have so much invested in for the future, you're like, it'd be cool. In theory, pretty rad. But I don't know. I don't know if I would do it.
Yeah, I almost want to keep that a bit more safe.
Yeah.
I think he's just too precious of a commodity to just have him just burning rubber out there. I just don't think that's going to result. I don't like it.
He'd look really fucking cool doing it.
It'd look fucking great. It would look so fucking cool. For like a season or two, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you burn out the tires and you just fucking crash into the wall, and all of a sudden Dad's Maserati is toast.
Well, especially you've got Arroyo coming up behind. He's in high A. He finished in high A, but expect him to be in double A next season. And shit, he could finish out next season in triple A, and you already have another shortstop. That could be a long-term answer.
Yeah, we still have some more people coming up. And honestly, I don't want to rearrange an infield to keep Jonathan India, like at third or second or something like that.
Right. Especially after the month he had. 200, 355, 400 slugging, OPS of 755, a little bit of floating around average. So I don't know how much you want to push India to be like... And his availability this year, a couple trips on the IL, man. Like, you don't know his availability, and that's availability is a skill set, and you want him to play. I mean, he played 119 games this year, still found a way to play, but not well. He didn't look as good as he did like in 2021.
No, and I know a lot of this had to do, in between the ears situation. There was a lot of mental stuff going on with Jonathan this year, but he's not a Jonathan India piece doesn't move. An Ellie De La Cruz piece. It doesn't equal the same, so I don't think we need to work around. He was our Rookie of the Year. He's a great clubhouse presence, I imagine. But, I mean, you don't sacrifice. They sacrificed so much this past year just to keep him in the 3-hole when it just didn't make sense to keep him there. And why they moved around to the leadoff spot, beyond me. Yeah. But, I don't understand why they're working around this player that could... If you take out his name, he could probably easily be moved.
Sure. Here's the other thing is like moving him as in here's a bold one for you guys. I don't think he's getting traded this offseason. He didn't have a productive enough year to yield the return that you want for a almost everyday second baseman who's a leadoff hitter that didn't have a great year.
Yeah,
I mean, if
value dropped.
Yeah, if you want to get a starting pitcher, you're not trading him to get that. You're going to have to go to the open market, and you're going to have to pay for it. And I think they should. And that's what I think. Is it right? Is it going to be right? I don't fucking know. I just love to speculate.
Yeah,
dog.
so much fun, dude.
Speculate. Let's speculate about this postseason. Chris.
Yeah.
Lead it off for me, Daddy. What you got here? Sign.
Do you want me to go all the way down?
Go.
Okay.
Do it up. Start from the wild card.
Let me see if I got this.
Work your way
here.
through.
Okay, so I have for the AL wild card, I have the Twins over the Blue Jays.
Oh.
I got the Rays over the Rangers. With the Twins, I mean, they got Sonny Gray. I think that's going to be real nice. Rays over the Rangers.
Okay.
Let me go to the NL wild card, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Okay, I got the Brewers over the D-backs. I just think that's just going to be they've been such a solid team. Although they just had Brandon Woodruff, who's out now, so that could change things. But I still got them beating the D-backs. I got Phillies over the Fish. And moving on to the AL division, I have the Astros over the Twins.
Okay.
O's over the Rays.
I like that.
NL division, Dodgers over the do I have D-backs? I have Dodgers over Brewers.
Okay.
And I got Braves over Phillies.
Ooh.
Yep. And then we're going over to the AL. Astros over the O's. Then I got the NL. We got the Braves over the Dodgers.
Okay.
And for my World Series, I have the Braves winning the 2023 World Series over the Astros.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
The Braves, I mean, they're an offensive juggernaut.
I just think, I'm also thinking that'd be a really fun matchup, too. I just want to see that offense.
God,
Atlanta in the World Series under those lights.
It'd be nasty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, buddy.
What you got?
Here's what I got.
Okay.
I got Toronto in 3 over Minnesota. I
Okay.
got Tampa over Texas. Texas, I love the Rangers. Spent a lot of time in that ballpark in Arlington as a child.
Mm-hmm.
But that bullpen's such a mess.
Yeah.
And I don't see them performing under the bright lights. Getting through Tampa in 3 will be interesting to see if they can, but I think Texas is going to take one of those, and it's probably going to be a Jordan Montgomery start where he pitches like 7 innings and just eats so many innings and is just excellent. And then my NL, I have Arizona, Milwaukee. I got Milwaukee in 3.
Okay.
Miami, Philly. I got Philly in 2. They're going to take care of business there. And then my ALDS, I've got Toronto versus Houston. I got Toronto in 5.
Damn.
I got Tampa versus Baltimore. I got Baltimore in 5.
Okay.
NLDS. Milwaukee versus LA. LA in 4.
Okay.
LA's offense is going to overcome that bullpen and that starting pitching, and Milwaukee will not be able to score enough runs to keep up with the Dodgers.
Okay.
Phillies versus Braves. I got the Phillies in 5.
Oh, man, that's going to be a fun game. I really hope that happens.
The Phillies have been playing more meaningful baseball than Atlanta has for the past few months.
Very true.
Okay? Keep that in mind. ALCS. Toronto versus Baltimore. I got Toronto in 6.
Oh, baby.
Baltimore does not have the starting pitching to be able to outlast Toronto in 7 games.
Okay.
Especially
That makes
losing
sense.
Bautista. And I think Cano is still out as well. The back end is a little iffy for Baltimore. I love the kids. I love what they're doing. They're going to be good for a really long time. But give me Toronto in 6. NLCS. Dodgers versus Phillies. Phillies in 7.
Woo!
The Dodgers
Phillies.
don't have the starting pitching that would match up with the Phillies. And look, I understand I'm throwing Taijuan Walker in there as a 3 starter for the Phillies. But that Phillies bullpen is built for October.
Yeah?
That was one of their flaws last season, and they got to the World Series.
And it seems like things are clicking for them right now.
It's clicking. Adding Kimbrel has been huge for that team. And adding Lorenzen too to be a swing. Come on. World Series, Toronto versus the Philadelphia Phillies. I got the Phillies in 7.
Oh, man.
Too many stars. So much star power. Schwarber, Harper, Casti. I mean, good God. Follow that up with, like I said, with those 2. You got 1A, 1B. with Wheeler and Nola, and then the bullpen shutting it down. Though it'll be a 3 true outcome World Series.
That will be very entertaining.
3-1, 2-3, those kind of games. But I got the Phillies winning it all just because of the way that roster is constructed and what they did last year. And they just picked it up. And oh my God, they added Trey Turner, who just got hot 3 weeks ago.
And all those dudes, a lot of those dudes just know how to play in October. So that's going to be something to see. Those guys that play best under the lights, see them turn it on.
Yeah. Schwarber. Schwarber's the only guy who's homered for the AL and NL in the postseason.
Yeah.
He's a fucking monster.
And he also takes out the garbage after he's done. He does that all the time. It's crazy. Just out of habit.
It's nuts. He's just busting.
You guys gonna eat this?
He's just bussing the dugout when he's done.
No, we got guys to do that.
No, you can put that away. Don't do that. So yeah, I just really think that the Phillies have the best shot, and plus 1,200 on FanDuel. So if you want to put $10 down, you can win $120 for the Phillies to win the World Series.
I still need to. I need to make some sort of bet here, make an interesting situation happen, because I haven't done the DraftKings or anything else that I said I would. I need to start gambling away my money. That's the next step here for me.
I believe in you. I think you can do it. I think you can bet the mortgage finally.
Yeah, I think I can. Why not? Well, next time we do this pod next year, it'll be outdoors. Might have a tent.
Yeah, I remember when I used to live over there.
Yeah. I made that driveway.
Now you're like, oh, now I live behind the playpen.
Not that bad.
Not that bad. Smells great.
Yeah.
It smells great. So let's round third and head for home, shall we?
Yeah.
What you got this week?
What do I have this week? I'm not really sure. Just check me out on all the Instagram stuff. Chris Weir, CW. I will be at in St. Louis coming up for Flabberfest in November. So check me out there. Seriously, follow me on all the things. And what about you, Billy?
Thursday, Lost and Found, 8 o'clock. We got a great show. Max Fine will be closing it out. He's a funny Braves fan.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I've got coming up this week. Thank you. Thank you to In the Clutch, intheclutch.com. Check out all the postseason shirts we're going to be having. New Nasty Boys, all caps, 10% off. Thank you to Sports Drink for hosting the audio of this podcast. And thanks to you, Chris, for doing it this week. Yeah, doing it as always.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime. And thank you, Nasty Nation, for stopping on by.
Oh, there it is, Nasty Nation. So yeah, thanks, Nasty Nation, for coming by, watching, listening. We appreciate it. And as always, go Red Legs.
Go Red Legs.